What's up, guys? I'm going to be doing a Draw My Life, and some of you at home, you're like, what? Michael doesn't draw. That's true. But here we go. This is like a life event that's happened to me recently. I've been thinking about it. So let's get started with the basics. This is me, and this is super accurate. My arms are huge, and I've got great hair. Like this guy. Pretty awesome. No, not really. This is a little more accurate depiction of me, a little less muscly, but, you know, whatever. Still got great hair. Like that guy. Anyway, so let's get started with the event. So I was driving, and I'm only going like 15 over. I'm a pretty good driver. That's pretty good. So like I'm singing along. I'm singing Taylor Swift, baby. She's awesome. So then I'm like singing. I'm feeling strong. I'm like, yes, today is a good day. I feel strong. I feel great. I'm happy to be alive. Then something happens to me that like kind of put a damper on my day, you know. So I'm going 15 over. And I'm like heading up to a stoplight, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, here we go. Got to be ready for this." So I'm driving. I'm feeling okay. I'm a little distracted because of my singing, but not really. I'm a great driver. And then this car all of a sudden out of nowhere just screeches in and just pulls right in front of me. I'm like, "What? What are we doing here, team? Like, we got to be working together on the road, and everybody's insane, and I just did not need this in my day." It was pretty awful. I'm feeling like fast and furious right now. Like, I'm angry. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, who the heck just cut me off? I look over, and sure enough, like the worst driver on the road. Like this guy, I see this old like Badillac. I'm going to call it a Badillac, copyright purposes. And I think it's like 80s Badillac. And I'm like, dude, that's like the original driver. I shouldn't be on the road right now is what I'm thinking he should be saying right now. He should be like, I don't even know. So you know how like when you see an old car and you just kind of know, you're like, oh gosh, this is not going to end well. You feel bad because this guy's probably old. It's probably been like, I don't even know what the speed limit was back in the 50s, but it probably apparently wasn't as fast as we have it now. Anyway, so I'm driving in, let's just call it a Ronda. I'm driving my Ronda. And don't ask me why my Ronda has an H logo, no relation to the maybe similar name. Back to the story. Well, I was like really kind of angry. I was like, what are we doing? Like, this is so unsafe. My dad's #1 rule is assume everybody else is an idiot on the road, and I guess this old man just like proved my theory. So I'm just upset. Like, just look at that. Anyway, I'm upset. Anyway, here we go. And then I start thinking. I'm like, who was that guy? Like, why was he like cutting me off, you know? Like, who was he? I think of just like this generic old guy, and he kind of looks like the Pringles guy in my head. But he's old. That's the point. But I start thinking about him, like, how long has he had that car? Like, how cool is that to have a car that long and to have something be such a part of your life for like that long, you know? So like I'm thinking about this guy. I'm like, maybe my initial reaction should have been yelling. Like, how long do you have this car? He seemed like a nice guy, I guess. He's rather old, so I'm not going to cut him too much slack because I don't know if old drivers should be on the road. But, like, what if he has, like, a family, you know? Like, I'm drawing in a family right now, and she kind of looks like my grandma, like that generic curly hair, wrinkles, you know? But they're happy. They look happy. How long have they been married? Like, how many years? Like, how many years have my grandparents? So, for better or worse, this event, like, starts making me think about myself. I don't even know if that's good. I think it's good. I like thinking about myself. I'm pretty cool. Still got that great hair, though. Always the hair. Anyway, so, I'm thinking about me. Wouldn't it be so cool to have a car for 30 years? How cool is that? To be, like, to have something a part of you for 30 years, that's impressive. And I'm not a great artist. I mean, you probably can't even tell what this is. It's a paintbrush painting something. But I want you to know the point of me telling this story and like doing it in kind of a draw my life form. He's loved this car for so long, and I think that's super cool. I think that's like beautiful in a way. Beautiful to think about how somebody's put his heart and soul into a car that, you know, you may not think is cool, you may not think is flashy. I mean, it's just an old Badillac, but he loves. And I can respect that super hard. Look at how happy he is. Like, he's just happy that he's had his car and he loves his car. But I think it's more than that. I think it's like, I love my car, but I take care of who I am. I take care of my property. What got me thinking, I'm like, do I respect my property? Do I respect myself the way this man does? Because this man has cared so long for his car and for everything he stands for, I'm assuming. But do I? I don't know if I do. So here's to me changing. I'm going to do something different with my life. And I think it's cool to think about an old man in his car. To think about how you can have something to be a part of you for so long and you don't have to sacrifice. You can just have that be a part of your life. And I'm sorry I ran this red. And like, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe I'm like making a big deal out of it, but I kind of ask myself the question, what do you want your legacy to be? What's going to be your 30-year thing that people say, whoa, you've had that for 30 years. That's insane and super cool. So I guess what I'm trying to say here, and like kind of the point of this video and the Draw My Life, was to demonstrate that there's like more than meets the eye. Like, at first I was like, ah, oh, dang, that guy's like a big jerk and cut me off, and like I don't like it. But as I kind of look at it now, I say to myself, what can I do to have something like that? To have something beautiful and meaningful to last with me for so long. And I think that is something we should all reflect on. Thank you.